Hey, what's up, Baltimore? Welcome to the Voices of the People podcast, presented to you by Greater Baltimore Urban League. This podcast is your dynamic platform for authentic conversations, diverse perspectives, and uplifting narratives from the heart of our community. Get ready to tune in and be inspired as we amplify the voices of change makers, innovators, and everyday heroes, shaping the fabric of Baltimore and beyond. From insightful interviews to empowering stories of resilience and progress, Voices of the People is your go-to destination for positivity, empowerment, and connection. Hey guys, it's your host, Shia Yule, and welcome to the Voices of the People podcast. And today we are interviewing our president of the Greater Baltimore Leadership Association, also known as GBLA, Mr. Kobe Smith. So, Kobe, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Lots of driving to get here, as you know, but I made it.
Yeah, you made it. We had an address mishap.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Went to the wrong address, you guys.
Yep.
But he made it. So, Kobe, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, so I'm Kobe Smith, president of the Greater Baltimore Leadership Association, which is the young professional auxiliary of the Greater Baltimore Urban League. Real life, I'm also a realtor, and yeah.
That's it for Mr. Kobe Smith, huh?
I'm 23. I mean, what do you want to know?
So what I think I want to know is what made you want to become the president of the GBLA? Because that is a huge thing for you to be 23 and the president of the Greater Baltimore Leadership
So my
Association.
goal coming in wasn't to become the president of the GBLA. It was to just get involved in my community. And I knew that the Urban League was the place to do that. So I joined, met Crystal at the time. Crystal was the past president. And she was like, Kobe, you have a real knack for this. You should become my VP. So I became the vice president for a little while. We had set up multiple events. We were really growing. It was post-COVID, so we really started growing again. And eventually she decided to step back, and she was like, Kobe, you should take the reins. And I was like, sure. I was like, let's go.
And so how has it been since, I'm sorry, let me step back. You've been president for what, 2 years now?
For almost 2 years now.
Almost 2 years. So when will your 2-year anniversary be?
It will be January coming up.
Is it going to be a party?
Oh, potentially.
Period.
We'll see. Exactly.
And will I be invited?
Of course. You probably be helping us set it up.
So, since you've been the president of the GBLA,
Yep.
what programming have you started?
So, since I took the reins, and also the team is amazing, and they're
Team
brand
is
new,
amazing.
and everyone's supporting. But since I took the reins, we started doing a lot of programming focused on professional development, and we're trying to bring around some youth development. But our professional development stuff has been like teaching people how to position themselves to get jobs. So we did a LinkedIn networking seminar. We did that along with the affiliate you all, and that was to try to help people learn how to position themselves on LinkedIn where they can get recruited and find good jobs.
Let me tell you that Harold Booker did that LinkedIn series, and Harold helped me tremendously because I think I had like 3 people in my network when Harold first did that training, and now I think I have like 100.
It's actually amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know how in depth you can get with your LinkedIn profile, but we went over all that. I was taking notes. I was doing this.
Yeah, me too.
It was amazing. And then we've also done other stuff like events focused on youth empowerment, like I mentioned earlier. Last year we did the Empowerment Academy, which is pretty much middle school, elementary school level kids, trying to get them involved in STEM programming. So we partnered with STEAM Your Dreams, and they came in with iPads and everything, got the kids playing games, and it's been really fun for the kids and for our membership.
And so another thing that the GBLA does is they are a direct partner with the SLP program.
Yes.
And our SLP program is our Saturday Leadership Program, where we have youth from the ages of 13 to 17. They attend college tours every month. And so the GBLA goes to be facilitators along with the Guild at the SLP program. So that directly aligns with what you're doing with the youth.
Yep. And pretty much all of our events I've noticed, when you all, we're especially trying to do this now, but when you all have events, we'll push it to our membership. Our membership loves coming to you all's events. It's same with you all. You all love supporting ours.
Kobe, this weekend, you did a lot of interviewing alongside Deja at the Kicking It with the Candidates block party. Let's take a look at how you did.
Everybody, I'm Deja Towns here with the Voices of the People podcast, and I'm here with my co-host Kobe, and we're here with
Bob Wallace.
All righty, go ahead, take it away, Kobe.
Can you tell us a little bit about why you decided to come out tonight and today and see the people?
Well, first of all, I am a long-time Urban League member.
Okay.
Mark Boreal, who's your president, Mark and I went to college together at University of Pennsylvania. I took care of Mark when he was there. Tell him I said that.
Okay.
That's all right. The Urban League has been a foundation in our community for decades. I mean, you guys are very involved in the struggle for civil rights, very involved in the struggle for economic equality. So I got number love for you guys.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I'm here. But Mom and Dad took me and my brother three things. Number one, they said education. Said we may be poor today, but we don't have to stay poor. Education. Second thing, he said hard work. And what does that mean? Hard work means just show up. When there's an opportunity, show up. Be early, right? Stay in the fight, right? But the third thing Mom and Dad told us was this: to have faith in God. Now, I know some of you listeners may not want to hear that, but I'm going to say it, okay? Faith in God. Why is that important? Because when you believe, when you start to believe what your faith tells you, what your eyes of faith tell you, versus what your eyes of flesh, then nothing is impossible. So poverty, none of that, you can overcome all of that. And Mom and Daddy said in so many words, boy, and here, oh, brother, good mom call you boy, you know what I'm saying? Said, boy, here's what you do. Believe your eyes of the spirit and not your eyes of the flesh.
Hi, everybody. I'm Deja Towns here with the Greater Baltimore Urban League, and we're here with the Voices of the People podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Kobe Smith, and we're here with
Joshua Harris, Vice President of Baltimore NAACP.
Kobe. Take it away.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about why the NAACP wanted to get involved with the Community Block Party and what you all really focused on right now?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that it's imperative for, number one, for us to continue to build community. So anything that's involved with community, we want to be a part of it. But two, the election is coming upon us, and it's important for us to be a part of that to make sure that citizens are able to hear from candidates and able to go to the ballot box and make the most informed decision possible as they cast their ballot, because what we know is that your voice is your vote, and that's your power.
So,
I think that the last thing that I say is that I'm a millennial, an elder millennial, and I grew up in the time of Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown, who were both killed by vigilantes and by police. And in that, we've seen a spark in passion, and we've seen it amplified through the murder of George Floyd in 2020. And it's important for us to not be distracted by all the things that are sent to be distractions to us, whether it be brands doing campaigns. We need substantive reform, and we need true investment in diversity, equity, inclusion, understanding what that means to transfer power, wealth, and opportunities to Black communities. And we need young people to get involved and engaged. And when I say young people, I'm talking, look at the civil rights movement. That work was led by 16 to 25-year-olds. they are the ones who are the leaders now and should be the leaders of today. I'm an old person as well, right, in this world. And so it's critical that we engage young people. It's critical that us who have been involved in the work be Fannie Lou Hamers and open the doors for young people to lead and go out at the forefront, to take the leadership. And so I'm just encouraging folks to get out there and do your part, to be involved, be engaged, whether it's joining an organization like Greater Baltimore Urban League, get involved with the NAACP, National Action Network, or some other nonprofit organization. There is a space for you to do that work and to have an impact and transform the Baltimore City to ensure that we have a better Baltimore tomorrow.
Well, Asia, unless you have anything else, we can go ahead and.
All I got is, I still got my mic. I still got my mic. But that's all. Thank you for coming and speaking with us. It was great talking to you. Hi, everybody. I'm Deja Towns here with the Greater Baltimore Urban League, and we're here with
Councilman Zeke Cohen. Good to be with y'all. Yeah, so I was actually a teacher, started my career, and I taught in a school that lacked heat, air conditioning, drinkable potable water. It was a school that had bars on the windows, and to me, it looked more like a jail than a school. And I used to think to myself, as an educator, when we are sending our children to places that look like prisons, what is the expectation that we're projecting onto them? And it's not good. And here we are in 2024. We still have schools in the richest country on earth, in the greatest city on earth, that look like jails. I'm proud that in my district, over the last 7 years, we rebuilt 4 brand new, beautiful 21st century schools. I'm proud that we passed the first law in the United States of America to address trauma through legislation, but there is still so much more to do. Baltimore deserves better when it comes to city services and leadership, and that's what I'm here for.
So you mentioned that you are really focused on, you used to work with the youth and you're really focused on that. Both Deja and I are both young professionals. Do you have any advice for young professionals, the youth coming up that are trying to grow and get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd say a few things. One is look out for mentorship, because it can come from all different directions. And I am where I am because I've had people throughout my life that have looked out for me. So that piece around making sure you are finding your mentors and not only allowing them to cultivate you, but investing yourself into that relationship, I think is huge. Number 2 is, and I say this to everyone I meet, the best lesson that I got from one of my mentors is just be kind to everybody, right? You never know what someone's been through in any given day. You never know where someone has come from. And so I just say, whether you are the city council president, whether you are a janitor or a secretary, just be kind to people, because it can make someone's day feel a lot better and it'll leave them with an impression of you. And then the last thing I would say is that, look, continue to push elected officials like me, continue to push people in power to deliver better results, because we're not going to get a better city or a better democracy unless you all, as young people, as young professionals, push us to be better. That's what I'm doing in running for city council president. That's what I would hope you both do as you go through your career, is just make sure you're holding people accountable and pushing folks to be their best selves.
Of course, of course.
Hi, everybody. And we're here with
Miss Texas.
Yes.
Wow. You gotta remember to say it fast 3 times. Texas, Texas, Texas. So you remember who to vote for.
Texas.
That's right. I am from Texas.
Okay.
I was born in Texas, but I have been living in Baltimore for 12 years.
Okay.
In 2011, I tried to kill myself, and God brought me to Baltimore to bring my life back. And Baltimore saved my life. So I absolutely love this city. This city's my home. I'm a Baltimorean. You know, whatever y'all conversation is, I'm with you.
Exactly.
Because it's Baltimore, okay? And Baltimore's a great city. So I'm just excited to be on this journey, and no matter what it looks like, I'm excited. I am coming from Brandon Scott's seat. I'm not easily influenced. I don't even like gift cards. My kids are too old for children's things, okay? It's time for a new voice, a new look, a new sound in Baltimore.
Exactly. So,
Hi, everybody. I'm Deja Towns here with the Greater Baltimore Urban League, and we're on the Voices of the People podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Kobe Smith, and we're also with
Mayor Brandon Scott.
All right, Kobe, go ahead.
all right, so let's kick it off with our first question. What made you originally run for mayor, and then what made you run for re-election this time around?
So I ran for mayor because I'm a Baltimore kid. We're in Park Heights now. I grew up in this neighborhood. And I tell this story all the time. I was like 6 years old the first time I saw someone get shot near Cold Spring in Pimlico, where I grew up not too far from here. And just remember, no one really caring. The next day, we were supposed to just go back to school. It was like they expected us to live with that. And for us growing up in Park Heights, it was it hit us really deep. Because as everyone knows, on the third Saturday in May, our neighborhood was the center of the world. Everyone descends on us for Preakness, and then every other day of the year, they didn't even care about us. A lot of folks, unfortunately, I grew up with, accepted that it was okay for our neighborhood to be the way it was. I didn't. I chose to do something about it, which is why I ran for city council and then council president and then mayor, to make Baltimore first understand and know that one of our own, someone young who grew up through the worst times of Baltimore, could be a part of the solution to have Baltimore building to be its best self. And that's why for me, it's never been about me. It's been about how I can represent the city, our people, and push Baltimore forward for all Baltimoreans.
So you mentioned being younger and also have a connection with the community, but we're both young professionals. Do you have any advice for the youth of Baltimore, young professionals coming up, and how we can grow in the city?
Yeah, first and foremost, you don't have to wait. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, start working on that now. I tell people all the time, like when I was running for student government and all these things, it helped prepare me. But also, don't be afraid to fail and don't be afraid to be uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable is necessary if you're going to grow into the best you. And you might hear from folks that are older than you to say you need to wait your turn. Listen, there are cemeteries across this world that are full of people who will wait their turn and never came. If you want the baton, ask for it first. But if they won't help you, if they won't bring you along and teach you, then you might get to the point where you have to snatch it. There's so much opportunity here in the city of Baltimore, especially for young professionals, and we have to work and stick together as well.
Okay. So you came out stunted today. Of course, we're at the candidate block party. What made you decide to come out here and speak with our audience?
Well, listen, when you're talking about being a person and a representative of the people, you have to go to the people. And that's not always going to be the big fancy events. That's going to be the community events. It just so happens for me, this is what I love to do. I'm a man and a mayor of the people. This is what I do all the time, which is why a certain section of the city or the people that like to control the city don't like it. Because I'm going to go directly out to our residents, our people, and y'all were having it in Park Heights. I always want to come home.
Hi, everybody. I'm Deja Towns. I'm here with the Greater Baltimore Urban League, and we're here on the Voices of the People podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Kobe Smith, and we're also with
Shia Rice.
Kobe. Take it away.
Okay, so Miss Shia Rice, our first question for you is, why did you decide to run for Baltimore City Mayor? I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm not running for mayor. So, yeah.
Right.
Did you see my face?
Flat,
No.
yeah.
Don't edit that. That's nice.
Okay.
Keep going. Okay, great.
Okay, so actually the real first question is, how do you think that our candidate block party went today?
I think that kicking it with the candidates block party went amazing. I feel like that the candidates that came and the agendas that they pushed out to the community was well received. And I think that the event was so amazing because there were other candidates here that asked me to come and bring this event to their communities. So I believe that is what it's about.
Of course. And I had a burger and it was amazing. So that's awesome.
Shout out to Hot Spot Grilling. Here, yeah.
Exactly. But so we got a chance to hear from the candidates, hear them speak, hear why they want to run. How do you feel like Baltimore's in good hands with this group of candidates coming up?
I feel like Baltimore is in great hands with the group of candidates that's coming out, because not only because of the candidates are they in great hands, but they're in great hands because of organizations like ours who aggressively and always do what we can to remove any barriers that our people face when they're trying to sustain life.
So, I'm trying to think, third question.
You weren't ready for that.
Exactly.
You weren't ready for that. I just hit you over the side your head like, wow, let's do that. Right.
Go ahead and ask the next one.
All right, I have a question for you. So, with our kicking it with the candidates, all our candidates came out with their fly shoes on, walking out with their special theme song. How do you think we can reach our youth in voting in more local elections?
I think that how we reach our youth is by having events like this. While I feel that mayoral candidates and mayoral forums and candidate forums are very important in the formal sense that they have them in, but sometimes it doesn't really allow the community to be able to truly engage with the person that they're looking to hopefully probably vote for. And so I'm a person that deals in energy, right? And so if you're in my space, then I'm able to better read how it is that you're communicating with me. And so I think that is how, yes. But I think that is how we reach the youth. We reach the youth with more hands-on events like this, to let them know that these people are not so far displaced that you can't touch them. You'll hear me say a lot that I believe in bringing people onto the Voices of the People podcast that are attainable goals to the youth. They're people that the youth can reach out and touch. And when I say that, it means that you are a real estate investor. And so some young kid that could be walking up these streets right now could look at you and say, oh my God, if you could do it, so could I. And you're not so far beyond reality that I can't touch you. So because I can touch you, I can do it. And so that's how I think that we change the youth in Baltimore City.
All right, so this is our 100-year anniversary. It's a big deal.
100 year, GBUL 100 strong.
Yes. So my question for you: we just had an extraordinary event with this community block party and Canada Block Party. What's next?
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, please stay tuned for all the things that we have going on here with the Greater Baltimore Urban League in our 100th year. While I will not tell you everything, what I will do is say tune in to the Voices of the People podcast, because if you want to know what's going on, that's where you will get all the tea.
Okay.
How can we in case people are wondering how to find out about more events and information, where can they go to find out about the Greater Baltimore Urban League?
Absolutely. If you guys are looking for any event information, anything about our organization, you can go visit our website at gbul.org, and you can go visit us on our social media platforms. Instagram is gbul.org. Facebook is, help me out.
We'll tag it below.
We'll tag the Facebook below. That's how you reach out to us. Oh, I'm sorry. I do want to say, I do want to say that if you guys want to see the Voices of the People podcast, please go subscribe onto our YouTube channel, Greater Baltimore Urban League, Voices of the People podcast. Like, share, subscribe. It's going to be amazing.
Well, thank you to listening to myself, COO of the Greater Baltimore Urban League and president of the GBLA, our Greater Baltimore Leadership Association. Here with the Voices of the People podcast. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Well, those candidates definitely had a lot to say. Now, me and Kobe are about to wrap this conversation up.
That's fine.
So, Kobe, how many members do you have right now at GBLA?
So right now we have about between 40 and 60 members.
Okay, that's up.
Yeah, we're growing.
Yeah.
We are growing fast.
Yeah.
And we find that when we have events, we have new faces each time. So I didn't mention this earlier, but we do a lot of networking events too. And we find that probably like 20% of the crowd is members, and the rest are new. So that's also easy and a good way that we're bringing in new members. But yeah,
And so if someone wants to get involved
if someone
with
wants to get
GBLA,
involved,
how do they do that?
all right, so there's two ways that you can get in touch with us. First, I'd say you can go to the website, the gbul.org website, and go to the Contact Us section, put in your information, and then put that you want to join GBLA. Or you can go to our Instagram, GBLA Impact, and follow us, DM us, and say that you're interested, and we'll get in touch.
And you know what? I'm going to piggyback and help my bro out real quick. There's one more way that you can join the GBLA. If you go to our website, gbul.org, and go to the donate button, you can join through the donate button, because they have a GBLA option on the donate button. So that is another way that you can join the GBLA. And let me tell you, the GBLA is our Young Professionals Auxiliary, and they are an amazing group of young professional leaders that are charged and tasked to lead us into this next phase of our civil rights movement. What do you think? I have a few more questions for you, Kobe.
Okay.
What is the age range for GBLA?
So GBLA's age range is anywhere from 21 to 40. So we
little too
welcome
old,
everyone to come to our events. We welcome everyone.
I can't join GBLA.
But you can't be a member. But we also have the Guild. You know about the Guild? The Guild they have their time, and we have a good time. So
Guild
come
member.
join ours. So we really focused on that age range 21 to 40 because we've noticed that that's a big pivotal moment and period of people's lives. They're starting their new jobs. Once they hit 30, they're most likely starting a family, doing all that stuff. So we find that we need a place for us to come together and educate ourselves on the adulthood.
So, let's talk about adulthood.
Okay.
What is the least fun thing about adulthood for you?
Oh, what is the least fun thing
Yeah.
about adulthood for me? It is probably, so I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes.
It's probably that there's no set schedule. Whereas when I was like growing up, it was always, you go here, you're gonna go play hockey here, you're gonna go to school this time, these periods. Whereas now I need to figure out my schedule.
You have to figure out your own schedule before your parents had it for you. Your
Exactly.
parents in the school, they had it for you.
But I'm really good at my calendar. Like if anything's in my calendar, I'll be there. But if it's not in my calendar, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. And so we're just not gonna mention that you went to the wrong address. No, that's okay. That was on us.
I have a whole explanation for that.
It's okay. We'll hear your explanation later. So, question, what do you think that we could do as an organization to engage more youth in the community?
Young professionals or youth?
Youth.
Okay. As an organization, I would say that we need to empower, we do this a little bit, but we need to empower our young professionals to get in front of the youth. Because the youth need to see that when they are fresh out of college, that there's somewhere that they can go and that will help them with this transition. And a lot of times when you're getting out of high school, going to college, if you go to college, it's chaos in your life. So you just don't know what's going on. And I feel like that would be a good way to impact them.
And you know what I always say? I like to have, whenever I'm in a space where I get to have conversations, where I get to interview people, I always like to have young people, young professionals, come to present to the younger community. And I always put it in terms where there is young professionals like you are people that the community can actually reach out and touch. Like, so someone mentioned Mayor Scott. And I said that was a great example for a person that the young people could look at as a role model because he went to Mervo High School. And there's a lot of people that go to Mervo High School. And then he made it to be elected as mayor. So he is someone that the youth can say, oh my gosh, I went to Mervo, so I could probably be mayor.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So he's someone that they can actually reach out and touch. And so that's why I say I like to have young professionals like yourself on the show to show the younger community that they too can be real estate agents. They too can be the mayor. They too can be the president.
Exactly.
They too can be anything they want to be.
So I have 2 points off of that because for the youth, when they see the young professional, then they're like, and when they're mentored or see the young professional, then they're like, okay, that person's not much older than me. I can do that.
Exactly.
And to your point about Mayor Brandon Scott and even Governor Wes Moore, you see them both as a young professional, as youth, and you're like, those people are young and they're doing it.
Yeah.
Like I can take certain steps and get to reach those heights.
Yeah, and it looks like it's a goal that's attainable.
Exactly.
You know, so
They
and I
look
like
like
to
us.
have young professionals. They look like you. So I love that the GBLA and you and your mission is aligned with ours as far as the youth.
Of course.
So Kobe, what are some tools for young Black professionals to navigate the workforce or entrepreneurship?
Okay, so you know this is literally my thing. I'm an entrepreneur, so
No.
I understand. I see what people go through. I would say that for GBUL and GBLA, we have the Entrepreneurship Center, and I see how impactful it is to our community. You see all the restaurateurs, you see all the people taking advantage of all the initiatives we have. I would say for a young professional, if you're interested in becoming an entrepreneur, you should look into that and seeing how we can help you with that. And for workforce development, I would say we also have our workforce development ran by Harold Booker right now. And yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of seminars and events and learning opportunities for the young professionals trying to figure out where they should go.
Great answer. But for the people who don't know about our Entrepreneurship Center, our Entrepreneurship Center is called the Raymond V. Haysbert Center of Entrepreneurship. And what we do there is we offer business coaching and technical assistance at absolutely no cost for all minority-owned small businesses.
You said no cost?
No cost.
Oh,
It's called free, Free.
yeah.
And if you guys are interested in getting any of those services, please go to our website. Again, it's gbul.org, and go to the contact button and let them know that you're interested in entrepreneurship.
Sometimes they give away money too, so you might want to check that out too.
Absolutely. Like we have a pitch competition coming up.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so you guys go onto the website and log on and get in line for that pitch competition, because we're giving away up to $10,000 in this next pitch competition. So what's your take on a lot more people coming out of high school, not deciding to go to college, but people wanting to be entrepreneurs? How is that actually affecting this generation?
So I would say I'm one of those people. I decided to, when I graduated from high school, I decided to go play hockey. And then after that, I became an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So I believe that it's different for each person. Some people come out of college and come out of high school and they go to college to mature. Whereas some people come out of high school and they're already matured and they're already ready to jump into that workforce or become an entrepreneur. I feel like the way my generation was raised, I actually had this conversation a couple days ago. The way my generation was raised, we were raised to be more creative and leaders and with that kind of mindset. Whereas the nation's about to have a problem where we're not going to have enough police officers. I heard this recently where we're not having a lot of people enrolled to become police officers, but that's also because my generation was raised to be creative. We were raised to be entrepreneurs. We were raised to be coders and stuff like that and do that type of job. And I think it's positive, but we also have to figure out a way to replace where we're lacking.
Yes. And where we're lacking is, one thing that I've noticed is the uptake of people wanting to be entrepreneurs. Everywhere you turn, it's a new business opening. But that means that all the businesses that are existing can't find talent.
Exactly.
And so that, wondering how we bridge those gaps.
The talent's there.
The talent's there. They just don't want to work.
They
don't want to go. They don't want to work 9 to 5.
Exactly.
They want to work for themselves.
Yes. But being an entrepreneur is hard. So as my generation ages, they're going to want to get that steady income. So some people might step back and be like, you know what, let me go build this other business instead of building my own, which is a sad thought to think, but it's reality.
And, and I was about to address what you said. There is nothing wrong with taking a step back, readjusting, figuring it out, and then taking that step again. If you got to take 10 steps back, as long as you take 2 steps forward, it doesn't matter how many steps you went back, as long as you keep moving forward. And that's what it's about.
Exactly.
So.
And it might not be a step back. Like it might just be, you have your business and you're working in, let's say you are working in construction field and you build a construction company and you all are, you have 5 projects. You might, instead of being a CEO or a business owner of this company, you might go work for another construction company that's doing 100 projects, where it's not necessarily a step back, it's just now you can do.
Yes. Well, we have one business that we have a relationship with that had to close down because of COVID. And he was determined to get his business back up.
Mm.
So what he did was he closed his business down. He went back to work for a year, and then he left and opened his business back. So in his mind, he took 2 steps back as being a business owner, having to go back to work. But that 2 steps back took him 10 steps forward. So that's what I meant. You know, sometimes you have to stop, readjust, figure it out, pivot, and then go forward.
And you mentioned COVID. I feel like COVID was one of those time periods where everyone was at home, so we were all on our phones. We were all watching TV. And that's also one of the things that pushed this entrepreneur spirit, because everyone sees, oh, I can do that. I see what this person's doing. Whereas before technology, before all that stuff, you didn't really know what was out there, what possibilities were. So,
and see, that's what COVID did for your generation. What COVID did for our generation was when we lost jobs, we had to figure it out. And we said, oh, we're going to go be business owners.
Exactly.
Nobody will ever be able to fire us again. We're going to go, or let us go, or, you know, COVID caused a lot of people to lose their jobs. And some people just felt like, I will never be able to be put in that position again. So they started their own businesses. So COVID definitely changed a lot of people's lives.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how important is collaboration with you as a business owner with the Black community and other Black entrepreneurs?
So collaboration, in my mind, is extremely important. You see other communities, we're talking specifically about Black community, but when you see other communities like the Jewish community, the Hispanic community, Asian community, they are very tight-knit. They support their own businesses. They, even when people are coming in from their other country, they make sure that they are ready and they are in a community. Our community is a little separated in that standpoint. So I see that as an entrepreneur, when I see other realtors or I see other business owners in other communities, I'm like, they have a lot of clients that are from their community, and I'm like, where's that support for my community? And I see a lot of other Black realtors and entrepreneurs, they feel the same way. So I find that it's very important for us to support our own communities, because you see the growth in their communities, and instead of supporting theirs as much, we could still support their communities, of course, but also making sure that we're good.
I think that we should make sure that we're good first.
Exactly.
You know? And then make sure that everybody else is good.
Exactly.
Because if we're not, I believe that when we're together, we're stronger. And then we can help other people once we're strong. But we can't help people until we're strong. So we had a great time here today, Kobe, don't you think?
I think so.
Okay, so I want you to tell the people, if they wanted to get in contact with you, let them know how to contact Kobe Smith.
Okay, so if you want to contact Kobe Smith, you can reach me on Instagram at csmithinvesting, or you can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook. Just type in Kobe Smith, Coby Smith.
So Kobe, now that you've told people how to get in touch with you, do you have anything you want to leave the people with?
I hope I see you soon. Every month on the 3rd Tuesday, GBLA meets, and I hope to see you at one of our events. You can check us out on Instagram. I mentioned it before, and yeah.
That was a do, so it's Okay, drop mic.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, you guys, catch us next time on the next Voices of the People podcast. Catch you later. Bye.
Okay.
Thanks, kings and queens, for joining us on the Voices of the People podcast. Until the next time, peace.